Yo, this is Court Bauer from MLW. Shout out to True Hill Heat. Give them a listen.
All right.
This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero. And if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to the boys.
Rob Van Dam, listen to True Hill Heat. Pow.
What's up, True Hill Heat? True Hill Heat.
What's up?
True Hill Heat. All hands on
Hello, everyone. It's the hardcore legend Mick Foley wishing a nice day to everyone there, right there at True Heel Heat. Yeah.
Hello, hello, hello. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Hill Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for Rated Raw Review, The Return, Episode 17, Liv Morgan Revenge Tour, and my, oh my, what a stop on the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour as Rhea Ripley is injured and has to vacate the WWE Women's World Championship. We're going to talk all about it, plus the entire Monday Night Raw from April 15, 2024. Of course, I am joined by my co-host, as per usual, to talk all things Monday Night Raw. It is the face and the ace of the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon.
What up, bro? What up, chat? Beautiful Tuesday here, April 16th. The NBA play-in tournament begins tonight. I cannot wait to sit back and root for the Pelicans. Go Pels.
This guy, always. Why can't you just root for your team? Why do you have to root against my team? Sheesh. So rude.
Isn't that what you want? Don't you want to face the Nuggets? You got to get to that elimination.
Yeah. We're gonna play the Nuggets. We'll play the Nuggets. We'll beat the Pelicans. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Can't wait.
We'll go play the Nuggets, and we'll get bumped out the first round, just like the Knicks are gonna do. Except we won't have first home court advantage when we do it. When Joel Embiid averages 50 against y'all bum asses. But yes, thank you for joining us. Unrated Raw review number 17. We're not here to talk NBA playoffs, but you can get that over at True Hill Heat Sports with the recaps, and we'll have a special playoff preview over there. But we are here to talk some Monday Night Raw. Thank you for joining us here on a Tuesday. We appreciate y'all for joining us. Show that appreciation back the simplest way possible. Hit the thumbs up on this video. Share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Hill Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you here. We love to highlight all your comments, but we'll try to highlight as many as we can. But of course, if you want to make sure your highlight is commented, is highlighted on screen, and you want to hear what we think about it, you could send a super chat donation like the good brother Nicky Boy, Negro Buck, Nick Jackson. Thank you so much. He says, a moment of silence for our fallen mommy. Okay.
It's not going to be a happy Mother's Day.
No love for the mommies, man. Man, Liv Morgan. That reckless.
Whoa. Okay, one thing is separate from the other. One thing is separate from the other. Liv Morgan did nothing wrong.
She did nothing wrong. It was a fluke accident. We did get an update. I believe it was from Brian Alvarez on Wrestling Observer Radio, where he went over that she's going to be out for a few months, up to about like 3 to 4 months. Basically, with this type of injury, it's going to take like 3 weeks to regain mobility, and then 4 to 6 weeks to regain mobility, and then 3 more months to get back into in-ring shape. So we're looking at like a 4 or 5 month stint that she's going to be out of the ring. And it was during the backstage brawl, the backstage attack by Liv Morgan, where she threw her into the wall and she hurt herself. It was a fluke accident. It wasn't on Liv Morgan. I just want to throw shade toward Liv fans. So
Listen, for Rhea, I suspect it'll be on the shorter timeline just because she's a genetic freak as far as women go. But I think, she'll make the comeback faster than we expect, because, she's Charlotte Flair's Padawan. Charlotte taught her everything she knows. And look at Charlotte. She's on the freaking comeback trail. So Rhea should have no problem as well.
Hey man, I don't know. We don't know if Charlotte's gonna be the same though. We don't know.
Come on, are you kidding me?
I'm just putting it out there. That's a bad injury. There's two different type of injuries to me. I think that Charlotte is showing even more incredible recovery powers with the injury that she had. But I just want to put it out there. I'm looking out for the girl. I'm looking out for the queen. I'm trying to say it's two different type of injuries where I have more faith that Rhea Ripley will be closer to what she was pre-injury than Charlotte will, because of the years in the ring and because of the different injuries.
And listen, for those of you out there who are just trying to make this about, Roman and Seth can keep their titles, but Rhea has to drop her. Shut up. She's going to be out for
there really are people like that?
Yes. They wanted her to hold on to it. Some people were saying an interim championship. I hate interim championships. No, not in professional wrestling. Stop. No, she just drop it and come back for it when you're ready to go.
I want to see real world champion Rhea Ripley versus interim world champion Liv Morgan at SummerSlam.
Let me tell you something, man. I think I'm more of a Liv Morgan fan than I ever have been, and not because she injured Rhea Ripley, not because of that, but storyline wise, kayfabe wise. She said she was going to do something, and she did it. I'm sorry. You got to respect that in professional wrestling. And then Rhea, this hypocrite. I know we're going to get into it. This hypocrite. Oh, you attacked me blindsided. That's what you did to Liv Morgan when Liv Morgan got hurt. Are you kidding me? Come on. Shoulder for a shoulder. cry about it. I love this Liv Morgan. Oh man.
I mean,
Liv Morgan,
if they're using this to facilitate a double turn between Liv and Rhea, this is brilliant. This was brilliant. This is what it felt like on this show, is that they're using her injury to kind of just go all the way, because Rhea's already a very popular star for them, probably their third biggest star in the company, behind the likes of a Cody Rhodes and a Roman Reigns. She's right there with them, so she's very popular already. Everybody wants to cheer her anyway. She's just in the Judgment Day, that is a heel faction, but they don't care about that anyway. And then Liv Morgan, there was a ceiling on her as the plucky underdog babyface, and I feel she has more of a ceiling with her as a heel.
Yeah, you're right on both, and also to help Rhea out even more, distance makes the heart grow fonder. The more she's away, the more people are gonna miss her and want her back. And as far as the Judgment Day thing goes, a lot can happen with the Judgment Day in 4 to 5 months, and we got some teasers of that last night.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. There's a lot more to story to tell, especially with Rhea being gone, and who's the leader of the Judgment Day. And we saw who took leadership control. We got MPW says hashtag cancel Liv Morgan. I like the vibes.
This is gonna be good for Liv. It's gonna be good. But Liv Morgan did nothing wrong. I reiterate.
This is true. This is true. So also you had Nikki Boy, who says, I know it wasn't Liv's fault, but I'm just keeping kayfabe because I hate her fans. Respect there. We have Emmanuel, who says, kayfabe wives, Liv is a badass for what she did. Yeah, Liv, kayfabe wives, this is one of the best things that's happened for Liv Morgan.
She did what no one else could do to Liv Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
nobody. And she called her shot like Babe Ruth. She said, I'm going to do this. This is my revenge tour. Amazing. Does so much for her.
Yeah, that's true. We got here in the chat, Nikki Boy says that return pop is going to be insane. Indeed. I'm looking forward to when it's going to be. That's what I'm looking forward to. It really puts the Raw Women's division in an interesting place. And it's going to be interesting. Now it makes the draft even more interesting on how they're going to shift, because I felt last year in the draft that Raw got the better hand in the draft last year, and it left like SmackDown at they were kind of in a bad place for a couple of months there until the Damage Control and Io Sky's title reign started. It wasn't until then that the SmackDown women's division got interesting. So it feels like, again, that might be the focus, is trying to put more stars over on the Raw side of things.
Yeah. I think realistically, I don't think anyone should expect SummerSlam. That would be like a miracle. After SummerSlam, I think, when Rhea Ripley probably come back.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But like now you can if you want to separate Io Sky from Bayley, which I think you should, you can put her back in the women's title picture.
I thought originally that they were swapping the women's titles. I thought that the World Heavyweight Championship and the Women's World Title, I thought the whole of Judgment Day was going to SmackDown in this draft. I don't know if this injury makes that a question now, because I think that they're going to keep Cody on Raw, even though what Cody said on the show, because it's like the last couple of months on Fox. What do you care if it's give Priest a chance on Fox? You can keep Bloodline over there as well.
But like, why would Cody give a goodbye to Raw and then just end up staying there like 2 weeks later? Like, it makes no sense. Why would you do that?
Because it was very awkward the way he said it. He didn't even say a goodbye. He says, I'm sticking around for a while. I'm sticking a while. I'm technically a SmackDown talent, but I'm sticking around until the draft. I want to thank Adam Pearce for doing that. And then he could just say, well, I guess Adam Pearce is my boss again. No, that's great. Like, yeah. I think that's an easy. It wasn't a goodbye, which I would be like, I would be calling them out. Like, why would you do that?
Well, wherever you're putting Liv Morgan, what brand? You have to also plan that. Oh, by the way, Rhea Ripley is going to be on this brand too, because you need to keep that going.
Yeah, that is
So
true.
they got to think about these things.
There's a lot of shifting around because I thought that Rhea goes over there and you keep Bianca over there to naturally get to what we're going to go to at WrestleMania. They can you just do the Rhea Becky booking again, where you do the 2 stars passing in the hallway and shit until they're ready to feud with one another.
And Rhea won't have to see Bianca for 4 to 5 months. It's already knocked out.
Exactly, that is true as well. We got Nikki Boy. He says he was thinking the same thing about the swapping of the titles. We got Power Driver Finisher says we need more titles and add participation trophies also while you're at it. There you go.
Yeah, we're adding a speed championship. There you go.
Yeah. Nelly says injured WWE superstars aren't eligible for the draft. No, it wasn't like that last year. It was particular injured WWE superstars were not included, but there were some that were included that were injured. And I think that with Rhea being in the Judgment Day, they will do something like they will draft the whole of Judgment Day.
That might as well be a number 1 pick.
Exactly. No, it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be the number 1.
They got the world champion
on either Friday or either Friday or Monday. I suspect the whole of Judgment Day is one of the number 1 picks for either brand.
It's a very confusing draft the way they did it last year. I hope it's a little bit cleared up, a little bit more simpler.
But you know what? You know what, Nelly? Now for our draft, the better draft, we won't include injured WWE superstars just for you. They aren't eligible.
Interesting.
Because we'll actually follow their rules that they present to us.
We'll have to negotiate with them.
We got another super chat donation, but of course, this is from the good brother Will, aka a Super Chisholm. He says Triple H calling Rossi, saying, "Hey, I know we just to ginger to let Julia finish up, but we need her earlier than that. I let you get Io and Kyrie for a few months. LOL. He ain't let Io go nowhere. He got Kyrie for a couple of years, but that was on her choice. That wasn't him letting him get him."
I think he's talking about like the upcoming, like this new promotion he's got. What's it called? Mighty Gold?
Yeah, I mean, they would love to get Io and Kyrie for Marigold because that would be a big boost.
I think for like one match.
A trade? You think like a trade off?
I think that's the rumor that like he'll get 2 of them for like one match, just like as they're going. It's not permanent. It's just like what Shinsuke did for Noah. That kind of thing.
Okay.
I think they're gonna do that.
I can see that because
which is cool.
That was one of the things that was in that Sports Illustrated article about Nick Khan. One of the things he wanted to do is explore working with different promotions, and they already have the connection with Rossi.
Just not AEW. Don't think that, folks.
Nope. Rossi ain't beating those being a mole though allegations. He ain't beating those.
Hey man, he likes to eat.
He likes to eat.
Not afraid of the grind.
Not afraid of the grind, like that Will Ospreay character, like that Motor City Machine Guns who are out here talking to AEW. No, yeah, we got Julia. She's not afraid of the grind. Rossi's not afraid of the grind.
But that is interesting about Julia. You saw that report from Fightful Select.
What? Which one?
That she's expected to appear for NXT Heatwave and challenge the women's champion on that show.
Oh, okay. In Toronto?
Is that where it's at? Yeah.
Yeah, that's in July, I believe, because that's Money in the Bank weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
You're gonna need a big matchup for that card. So that's a big one that would get a lot of those people that are gonna be going for Money in the Bank.
There you go. She's home. Julia.
No, the Machine Guns are home. We got also in the chat before we get started with the show itself. He's like, Nell agrees, says WWE and AEW aren't doing collaborations anytime soon. Not when Tony Khan's out here saying, yes, us cuspides, we hate each other.
He's got hate in his heart. Adam Copeland. Copeland's stressing, you got to write a new speech.
He's like, I'm trying to convince you, Tony. He's like, they're the only person I'm talking to here. All right, Monday Night Raw. Last night was from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We start off the show with a couple of folks arriving at the building as they've been doing to start off these Monday Night Raw and SmackDown episodes. We see Sami Zayn, Damian Priest, Cody Rhodes, and Jey Uso arriving at the building earlier today. And then we kick off with WWE Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. She enters to kick off our show, but unfortunately, her right arm is in a sling. She has a very sour look on her face. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce is already in the ring, and Ripley announced that she will be stuck on the bench for a couple of months after Liv Morgan's attack last week. Ripley was pissed because she was told she would have to vacate the most important thing to her Women's World Championship. The crowd chanted bullshit, and Ripley agreed. Ripley said the title meant the most to her, which is what made this so painful. She laid down the belt on the mat. The crowd chanted, "Thank you, mommy." She looked angrily at the camera, and Ripley blamed this all on Liv Morgan's stupid little revenge tour. Ripley might have had respect for Morgan if she attacked her face to face, but instead she did it like a coward. Ripley had a warning for whoever held her title when she returned. She was coming back for blood. Ripley said that they'd have to lock her up in a Montreal jail if she saw Liv Morgan tonight. And then the music of Liv Morgan hit. Morgan entered cackling with a big smile on her face as about 6 security guards tried to stop her from going to the ring. Ripley wanted them to let her go, but security and officials stopped her as well until Liv basically was escorted backstage and Ripley headbutted a security guard. I thought this was really well done. This part of it I thought Rhea Ripley gave us something different. We've heard a bunch of these vacating a title because of injury promos, but this is the first time that I remember of the person being very memorably angry saying it. Like they were out for revenge due to the fashion that it happened, it being a fluke accident, but it be happening in an attack from Liv Morgan. It was nice to them play off of it, and it presented Rhea Ripley as a vengeful babyface and Liv Morgan as this cocky heel who was happy, unhinged cocky heel who was happy with what she accomplished.
I agree with everything you said. I thought Rhea was very intimidating. She was a little flustered at first, but understandable, of course, obviously. And her promo made you look forward to her return. She really set the stage for her return. And like I said earlier, Liv Morgan looks great in all this. I mean, she's like the Liv revenge tour can actually be taken seriously. Like at first, it was like cute. It was like, oh yeah, whatever. Like we'll see you lose every match you try to go on this revenge tour. But now it's like, well, crown her. But I don't know if you want to talk about it now as far as the women's championship, what's going on next week and what they promoted.
Well, I got some of the stuff here because there was some follow-up with everything. As backstage, we saw Judgment Day embrace Ripley in the back. The crowd applauded. Damian Priest said Ripley would come back stronger than ever, and she would make Morgan regret what she did, and she'd come back more badass than ever. Huh?
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She would come back more badass than ever because she is Rhea Bloody Ripley, and Rhea tells them to take care of this one, talking about Dom, and Dom tells them, "I love you, mommy."
And she says, "I know."
No, she said, "Ti amo."
Oh, I thought she said, "I know,"
No.
but that was actually heartwarming. You don't get heartwarming Judgment Day segments like that, but that was. I felt
That's
like
the second time. That's the second time since Mania that the Mania celebration for Peace title win, and then that segment there. It was like, oh man, are they really trying to turn the Judgment Day, or is this going to be like a split? Is it going to be like Rhea and Damian, or because it feels like Rhea and Damian are leaning babyface, but it doesn't feel like the entire Judgment Day is leaning babyface, and we'll get into that with what
we're not
happened
gonna
later in the night with them.
We're not gonna have two bloodlines and then two judgment days, are we? We're gonna have different
The
colors.
new Judgment Day. Well,
Judgment
we
Day,
also
the Terror Twins. Remember they called them Terror Twins.
that is true. And then we also had Liv Morgan had a promo later in the night. Kathy Kelly interviewed Liv Morgan in the back. She was booed heavily. Morgan was confused by the reaction, though. She said everyone in the back was mad at her, but she wasn't the bad guy. She wondered where was all this sympathy for her when Ripley injured her shoulder last year and she was out for 8 months. Morgan called it karma at its finest. I love how soft spoken she was in the seg. It was just very evil. It was Morgan said her revenge tour wasn't over until it ended with her as the women's world champion. That was one of the best Liv Morgan promos of her career.
Absolutely, because I honestly can't remember other Liv Morgan promos. Honestly, it's too bad it was backstage. That was great. That was great. She spoke big facts, and I empathized with her. She made me a fan with that promo. It's like, wow, nobody cared about her when she was hurt by Rhea. Nobody cared, and it was the same exact fashion, and she gives it right back. Fuck Rhea. I'm sorry, I love Rhea, but fuck her. You got what you got. Deal with it. Cry about it. Kayfabe wise, I love mommy in real life.
Of course. And then finally, the last promo that we had involving this whole women's title scene, you had Nia Jax being interviewed by Kathy Kelly. Jax didn't give a damn about Ripley. She didn't think anyone in the division could stop her from winning the title. She said there's two people. There's two sorts of people out there. There's people that love Rhea Ripley, and there's people that are so sad that she lost the title. But she doesn't care. She took care. She said the last time she saw Rhea Ripley, she was mine. The last time she saw Liv Morgan, she was also mine. The last time she saw Becky Lynch, who is it going to be? That was mine as well. She said there's two type of people on this planet now. There are those who fear Nia Jax and those who will learn to fear Nia Jax. That title was hers. And then shortly thereafter, it was announced that
Hold on. Before you go to that, I got a comment up for Nia Jax too. That was great too. Oh my goodness. Let's be honest. Nia Jax, I mean, she's delivered ever since his return. Yo, crown her, reward her.
It's very interesting with both of those because those were the two that were presented as the two big options for to be the new women's world
they're both
champion.
heels.
Yeah, they're both heels. It makes sense because it's setting up Rhea Ripley's return. But
Rhea Ripley revenge tour.
I was shocked by the fact that next week, like I was like, wait, what? I was like, I thought you would do like something like that would build to Backlash, crown the new women's world champion, but like they must know what they're doing already, and they say a new women's world champion will be crowned next week on Monday Night Raw. But it feels like they know what they want to do or who they want to crown. They just don't know how they're going to do it because they announced it like this. They didn't announce a tournament. They didn't announce a fatal four-way. They didn't announce Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. They just announced a new women's world champion would be crowned next week.
Yes, it's very fishy, wouldn't you say? Very fishy?
Very vague. Very vague is the right word.
Very vague, you said?
Vague, yeah.
Well, let me tell you, I did some investigating. I was like, why are they rushing this? What's going on next Monday? Next Monday, do you know what town they're in?
No.
Columbus, Ohio. Are there any women that jump off the top of your head that are from Columbus, Ohio?
So Alexa Bliss, the new women's world champion.
You think that's a little fishy, the timing? Also, here's a little nugget for you, a little bit of trivia. April 22nd, which is what next Raw, is the anniversary of the first ever Firefly Funhouse. Oh, you think that's a coincidence too? What is going on here? And you will mention in a few that little QR code. I think she's involved in that too. I don't know. Maybe. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a rumor. That was a rumor that was going on throughout the weekend after the glitches on last week's show. We didn't review last week's show because we did the watch along, but on last week's show there was a glitch during the Bronson Reed promo before the Fatal 4-Way where there was a glitch that said hello. Then I think on SmackDown there was another glitch right before one of the matches. I think right before Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair, there was another glitch that said, "You coming
Forgot about us.
You forgot about us. You forgot about us." And then on this show, we'll talk. We were going to talk about it later, but we'll bring it up now. There was another glitch with a QR code that went to like this cryptic video that did have very strong illusions and a whole picture of Uncle Howdy.
I think they're putting together. I don't know if the Wyatt 6 was Bray Wyatt's idea, but if it was, they're probably gonna honor it. The Wyatt 6. There's some stable of Bray Wyatt's, Uncle Howdy, probably Braun Strowman returning, probably.
Yeah, I would think Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan,
Bo Dallas. This weekend, Rowan had to back out of a commitment because he's like under contract now.
So that's a big tip.
Who was the last name you said? You said somebody else?
I said Braun, Eric Rowan, Alexa Bliss. I'm trying to think of anyone else that's connected. I mean, there's a free agent out there that is connected to Bray Wyatt.
Oh, you see, he retweeted it.
He did retweet it. Matt
Hardy. We found a role for you, Matt.
We found a role for. We don't need Jeff. We actually just need you.
We don't need Jeff yet. What will we need for Jeff?
Man, there's no need for Jeff. We'll wait for his contract to expire. Come on down.
So that's already 5, right?
Yeah, that's 5. You got to get a young person in there. Maybe
where
a Gacy.
Where the hell is Dexter Loomis?
Nah, give me Gacy. They're not doing anything with Gacy. Just in random feuds, losing to everybody.
Yeah, you could put Gacy in there too.
You gotta have. I feel like you gotta have someone from the youth because that's a lot of people that's been in the company for decades, for at least a decade.
Yeah,
you gotta have someone young to push with it, and I would like that. And I feel like Joe Gacy is he is kind of like a spiritual successor to like the Bray Wyatt. He can be a spiritual successor to the Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, and I mean. This timing, I mean, Columbus, Ohio, Alexa Bliss, like you have to consider it. Is all I'm saying. I want to see, Nia Jax be champ first, and then Liv Morgan take it from her before Rhea's ready to come back. But Alexa Bliss, if she's coming back, if she's in the plans, you could see why they would be rushing next week.
Yeah, maybe it could be a battle royal. That would help Nia get the win.
Right? That's a little geez, you're really stacking odds in her favor for that if you did it that way.
Nikki Boy says we're getting some type of split. Rhea's been the glue that holds Judgment Day together. It would have made sense for them to fall apart without her. So
indeed,
that is true. Then we got a super chat donation from Will Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. He says Rossi beat one case, but not the other. LOL. Get him, SP3. He ain't beating those mold charges. Like he ain't beating those. He got off from Stardom. Stardom gave him a clean leave. He just on probation. He got started a smaller promotion and stuff, but I think he's gonna see some time in wrestling jail one day for being
jail.
For being an op. He's a fucking op.
If you end up on dark side of the ring, that's wrestling jail. What's that?
That is true. You get canceled.
Yes.
You end up like Vince McMahon or Marty Scurll.
Well, that's those guys are wrestling prison.
That's wrestling prison. Yeah, Marty Scurll and Vince McMahon. There you go.
And the other dream that we don't talk about.
Yeah, that too. Yes. I mean, after Windy City Riot and the way he left his matchup, Matt Riddle about to be. I think he on death row.
Mr. No Cell.
he gonna be like, oh yeah, Austin Aries. I forgot you over here too. Oh shoot, we remember that name.
Man,
Matt Riddle reminded me of Austin Aries at Windy City Riot.
Another Captain No Cell.
Another person who's in wrestling jail with Low Key
It's true.
and Flip Gordon. I'm trying to name
hell?
everybody I know that's on wrestling jail. David Starr.
What did Flip Gordon do?
Oh, he was saying stupid shit online, like, you know, different politic views and stuff like that. I think it was stuff like that.
Conspiracy theories?
Yeah, conspiracy theories.
Wow, I must have missed this.
Yeah, he got himself. Man, B&D Elite 2018 ain't looking too good.
You watch back those old episodes, you're like, you cringe every segment.
Joey Ryan, another one.
Oh, yeah.
Another one in wrestling jail.
They really know how to pick them in the elite.
Hey, we got Jack. We're getting Jack.
Eventually, I was like, you know what? Let's just stop doing this show.
Here, Dark Order, you can do it. You do it for us. Keep it going. Does have a lot of subscribers.
Crazy.
We got another super chat donation from the good brother Will Chisholm, a super Chisholm, a big one. We appreciate it, Will, as always. He says, "I love Liv, but she still get cheated on by 97 HBK, but would stay with him." What? Damn. LOL. But all her friends would tell her he's not good, but Triple H still will try to babyface himself.
Listen, let's pray Liv Morgan does not go down a sunny path.
You know?
Please. She's already been booked once. Maybe she learned her lesson now.
Jesus.
And she didn't even do anything all that wrong, to be honest. And Triple H, if it was 97, this guy would be all over Rhea Ripley. But
Oh yeah.
Buddy wouldn't stand a damn chance.
Oh no, he was swooping. He's like, that's all mine. That's all mine. We got Frantic World who says Dark Side of the Ring is a jail and rehab center. Yeah, it is.
Indeed.
It's one-stop shop. The different rehab centers are Dark Side of the Ring, DDP Yoga. We got Michael Cole at this point. He says they have an attendance of 15,118. Did they announce it as a sellout?
No.
Okay.
They were honest. Look at that.
They were honest for once. I appreciate that. They also spoke about Ivar appearing on NXT, but then we get the return of Sheamus, but not only the return of Sheamus, but the return of his bones are true, and I'll make you believe. It's on, just for free. Will you wear your card as well? And I'll proceed to ride them straight to hell. Too many lines. It's the same for fame, lobster head. I love that theme song. Written in my face is back. The old theme song for Sheamus as he went one-on-one with Ivar of the Viking Raiders. And this is the perfect type of matchup for Sheamus to come back to.
That's what I said.
It was two big, meaty men slapping meat for 8 minutes, 17 seconds. Unfortunately, they had to throw in a commercial in there, but I enjoyed every single minute that we were able to watch. Big welcome back and let's go Sheamus chant. Sheamus early on busts out a freaking white noise off the second ropes, like 2 minutes into this damn matchup. I absolutely love that. That popped the crowd really big. He didn't even go for a cover as we went to commercial break. Sheamus hit a big power slam. Then he finally hit the 10 beats of the Bowery. We get a roundhouse kick and a big splash off the top rope from Ivar for a near fall. Ivar tries for a springboard crossbody, but Sheamus catches him with a flying knee. He follows that up with what he's calling another knee. He's called the knee pop or something like that. What do you call it? I forgot what they called it on commentary. Yeah. And then he followed that up with the bro kick. 1, 2, 3. Sheamus picks up the win. The crowd popped for that one. Really enjoyed this, even though it was a very short matchup. And I also had to show this picture here of the Sheamus.
I was just about to say
the Sheamus silhouette.
That shot was awesome.
That
Listen,
shot
this
was
guy,
awesome.
We're gonna talk about him later. This Lee fitting. Oh, Kevin Dunn. Rest
Dunn,
in piss.
you're being lapped ridiculously.
Raw's gonna win an Emmy. It's gonna win an Emmy. This directing is amazing. But yeah, great to see Sheamus back. I miss Sheamus. The theme. Listen, I'm one guy. That theme sucks. That theme is
Trash.
ass.
You're trash for that opinion.
ass. I mean, why do so many people love that song? Like, what? You love that? Shit is mid. I like that they kept the intro though. The intro from his good theme.
Too many limes. Oh,
It was so
come
natural.
on.
It
It's
sucks.
so good. It's so good.
I'll tell you what, though.
There's a reason that they went back to a Jim Johnston theme.
Yeah.
They didn't say let's put Def Rebel on it and make it horrible. They said let's go back to the Jim Johnston theme because it's that good and that identifiable with him as a character.
Well, listen, Jim Johnson and CFO are better than Def Rebel, so they just like combine both. Instead of Def Rebel, we need a new theme for Sheamus. Like, nah, Sheamus is like,
We'll just do
no.
the CFO intro and his Jim Johnston theme.
There you go. Bring Jim Johnson back. Bring CFO back. It's like, was the whole Def Rebel thing a Vince thing? Like, I don't get it. Whose decision was that? I don't know. We're paying CFO too much.
I was gonna say to put the poll in the chat if they like the Jim Johnston theme.
I don't need to put a poll in the chat. I know I'm gonna be the one vote that says
Okay.
no.
All right.
I'm not debating that.
That's long as
I'm
you
not
know.
debating that.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm just saying. This is like the perfect match to give Sheamus on his return. Like, Sheamus, who do you want to fight? Give me Ivar. Give me that fucking Viking. And it was good for the amount of time they gave it. That springboard Ivar did into the knee. Oh my goodness, that was brutal. The crowd was hyped. The crowd delivered for this one because there were a few matches tonight where the crowd was just like quiet.
I mean, I know two of them.
Sheamus has a chance to thrive in this Triple H era and have new life again. Because first of all, Triple H loves him; they're boys, and Sheamus has a chance to have a renaissance in this Renaissance era in the main event scene. He can have a run. He can at least be a strong, believable challenger in the main event scene under Triple H.
I agree with you. And it just felt, and he's in his old gear as well. His old he wasn't wearing the trunks. He was wearing some shorts, some short shorts. And those are his old gear that he used to wear like FCW. So that was cool as well. He took it back. He had the retro look, retro theme. I loved it. We got Nicky Boy. He said CFO was awesome too. Anyone is better than Def Rebel. Yeah, exactly. We should just be happy that it's not Def Rebel. That's Jim Johnston, the GOAT. We got Will Chisholm with a super Chisholm. He says this new Liv Morgan looks like she would call the police on us and started laughing. She's a Karen now?
I love her laugh. She's gonna go around just doing this. Cry about it. Oh, she's gonna get heat.
I want her to make a little girl cry. Then I know she's a real heel.
Yes.
We got Will Chisholm with another super Chisholm. Thank you so much, Will. We always appreciate the support. He says, Drew been trying to get Broken Dreams for like 3 years. What the fuck? Hey, he's gonna put in his new contract, his new deal.
Right? You could do.
He's like, give me Broken Dreams.
When you negotiate contracts, theme songs are up for grabs, as you see with Cody Rhodes. He got his. So if Drew, how bad does Drew want that theme? I don't know. That theme's better than Sheamus's, but it's also slow. It's like, yeah.
I love it. Now these broken dreams.
I like it like once in a while.
For you. Yeah,
Like
special
entrance.
Special entrance, yeah.
Yeah.
But Sheamus, this is a bop. That other theme, the dum 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 dum, dum, that's okay if he's a heel, but this is a more
night.
this is more of a baby face theme. These words are true and I'll make you believe. I can't wait to they're gonna get a crowd that's gonna start singing the ah.
You don't gotta wait that long with these international crowds.
Exactly. Maybe in France, maybe
Absolutely,
in Glasgow, it's gonna happen.
for sure in Glasgow.
And I'll take you to hell. Frantic World says Jim Johnston is the GOAT for wrestling themes. 100%. There's
I saw
I mean,
someone.
Mikey Rucky's been doing good, but Jim Johnston, his catalog is ridiculous.
100%. I saw someone in the chat. I don't know where the comment is, but suggest that Drew and Sheamus has a program right now
Yeah,
to give something for Drew to do.
I wouldn't mind that. I think if he's like he can be kind of the voice of reason, try to be a voice of reason for Drew to keep him onto the good side. But I think that just Drew's going to be unhinged and just going wild until Punk comes back.
I saw someone on Twitter suggest the idea of them tag teaming. Are you insane? Insane. Drew's in the best singles run of his career. You don't stop that to tag team them. No.
I think Drew attacks the winner of Jay and Priest at Backlash to set up Clash at the Castle.
Yeah, they're like baiting their time for Clash at the Castle, Drew. And you know what? Are they gonna run the CM Punk angle for Money in the Bank?
Yeah,
with Drew.
Yep,
where Drew does it better
in Glasgow. Priest versus
Kiss
Drew.
goodbye. And
Priest
Triple
versus
H is more patient than Vince McMahon was and doesn't leave Drew off for just a couple of weeks and bring him back. Lets him go defend the title elsewhere.
Yeah, let him defend the title in TNA.
Drew Galloway.
Drew Galloway versus Josh Alexander at TNA Slammiversary.
Drew reliving one of CM Punk's most famous angles ever. And on his way to feud with him at SummerSlam, possibly.
And Punk is the one that brings the title back to the WWE.
What are the fucking who would have written that up? What? Imagine you read this script 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Oh, give me Drew McIntyre defending GCW against Nick fucking Gage.
Oh my goodness. Listen, there's only 3 people that need to know that Drew McIntyre has re-signed. That's Triple H, Nick Khan, and Drew McIntyre.
Exactly. That's it. The only people.
And you run it like it's like he's not re-signed. You just pretend. You act.
Yep.
Oh, it'd be brilliant.
They need to start playing it up now. Because that was another thing that the Punk thing kind of came as like a shock. Like he wins the number 1 contender at a pay-per-view, and then the next night on Raw, that's when he says his contract is up, and that starts to build for Money in the Bank. I would like some little tidbits of like speculation about Drew maybe leaving. He's so frustrated with what's going on, what happened with Punk screwing him over. He's thinking about leaving the company, and then you can like do like the different segment like we did last night with Drew, and then you can keep doing that over a couple of weeks, and then the go home show to Backlash. It's like that's when you say, like, oh, Drew says he's leaving and he's off. You can do like a segment where he does an interview and he walks out the door, and then that makes it a little bit more of a shock when he shows up at the end of Backlash to attack the winner of Priest and Dre Uso. And then it starts the whole build of Drew saying, I'm not leaving without that World Heavyweight Championship.
I forgot, when does his actual contract run up? Is it 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Because I'd rather them mention that stuff like at the very end, just to make it more believable, instead of to make it look like they're working us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's already being talked about online. Yeah. It's already being talked about online anyway.
I think it will be brought up sooner than later.
Next up, we get the game. Triple H Levesque entry to a big reaction from Montreal. We got Priest is already in the ring. This gave Cole another opportunity to talk about the Triple H era. It's a new era, the Triple H era. McAfee said
This
that
guy.
Triple H said that it is a terrorizing the record books
That
with
was
this
fun.
new era. The ring was carpeted and there was a pair of title belts under a cover. Triple H spoke about that it was just 8 days ago, the biggest WrestleMania of all time, before Pierce said that at WrestleMania, history was made as we went in with one set of tag team titles and walked tag team champions and walked out with two, and they introduced the new Raw tag team champions. Awesome Truth, our Truth, and the Miz. We get "You Deserve It" chants for our Truth. The crowd chants for Truth, and they Miz raises his hand. Triple H congratulates them and said that it was awesome seeing Truth get a WrestleMania moment. Triple H said that it was a new era, which means that they needed to represent the tag team division appropriately with new tag team titles. So he announced that they would officially be known hereafter as the World Tag Team Champions. To match the other titles, we get new Raw Tag Team new World Tag Team titles.
Easy.
New World Tag Team titles, which is basically a little bit of the design that was from the World Heavyweight Championship and the Women's World Championship, but a different type of I think an animal in there. There's like a lion in there. Different design inside it, but primarily it's about the WWE logo in the middle. It's like smaller version of the Women's World Championship and World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H revealed the new tag team titles. They are gold with black strap, resemble the other world titles, and Truth freaked out as if Triple H just did a magic trick. He says that he's seen rabbits come out of a hat. He's seen the lady where they cut her in half and she just walk up out of there. But I ain't never seen somebody make titles appear. Triple H thinks that Truth thinks that Triple H is a magician, and Miz tries to explain to him that these titles are for them, and he's like, "You ain't fooling me." He's like, Triple H is trying to give us these new titles. He was like, "Where's Triple H?" He's like, "I know you're trying to play your trick, Tommaso Ciampa." Miz spikes in French to convince Truth that these are the new titles for them, and Truth understands everything. Triple H hands them the titles, and we get "we" chants because they can understand that. They say yes in French. We get them holding up the tag team titles. Pierce is oddly upset that Truth's antics made Triple H leave. But anyway, he announces that there's a triple threat match to determine the next challengers for Awesome Truth. This segment felt like it was from a different era, but it was definitely entertaining.
Yeah, our Truth was hilarious. He had me laughing out loud. And I love the new titles. It's long. Those titles lasted how many years?
15 years.
Holy shit. And that one picture you had where R-Truth's holding his title and you can see all the titles on the same picture. It's like, it's night and day. These titles are so much better. It's like, what an upgrade. And you almost call them the Raw tag team titles, but you'd be remiss to say, like, it does have the Raw color in it. It does have the Raw red in it. So yeah. I wonder if they just want to keep these on Raw, or if it doesn't matter if it goes to SmackDown. We'll see.
Will we get a color design if it goes to
yeah, like what? Like, are they going to do the same thing on Friday, and those are going to have a little blue in them somewhere? You know, which the ones on Friday, they're gonna look like they're all following a certain copy paste.
Yes, so we already know what the tag team, the WWE tag team titles will look like. It's gonna look like the WWE Championship and the Women's World Champ, the WWE Women's Championship.
Yeah,
it's so confusing with the wording of these titles.
You got to get used to it. And they called Cody undisputed WWE champion.
Yes. They changed that. They changed that last week, actually. I peeped on that last week when they introduced them as undisputed WWE champion. Yeah. But at least they figured that out faster than they figured out Roman being undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Remember, for months they couldn't figure out what they were going to call him.
So pain, yes.
That was so confusing. Safet says these new titles are better than the nickel tag team titles. They're better than the nickels. They're better than the pennies. I was over that. That shit lasted way too long for an ugly design.
Way too long.
Lasted way too long.
Now we're cooking.
Next, we get that triple threat match to determine Awesome Truth's first challengers. And this was a whole bunch of fun as well, as you had DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa versus the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus, and Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods of the New Day. We get dives on everyone. We get dives from DIY, but the Creed brothers catch them. And then New Day does flip dives onto everyone. Everyone traded moves shortly after a break until Ciampa and Kingston were in the ring. Ciampa hits the big Project Ciampa for a near fall. We get Woods tags himself in and hits a huge tornado DDT. We get Woods gave Gargano the honor roll clothesline and then knocked down Brutus with a big forearm. New Day double team Ciampa, but Julius Creed broke up the cover and started handing out suplexes everywhere. And this sequence is always so spectacular. He does the suplex, kip up, suplex, kip up, suplex, kip up. The Creeds each hit double Northern Light suplexes for 2 counts. Nearly broke Xavier Woods' ankle on the landing on the other one. Julius gave Kingston a superplex, but Woods hit Julius with the big limit breaker elbow drop. Well, hit Julius with the big limit breaker elbow drop. As he's going for the pin, though, DIY come in. They hit meet in the middle, get the 1, 2, 3. They are your new number 1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championship.
Twice in one stream. It'll take them a minute.
World Tag Team Championships. This was a bunch of fun. I really like DIY getting the win here. Ciampa getting Triple H chants during this matchup, thanks to Truth.
I didn't even notice that. That's funny. That's funny.
What you think?
I thought it started off a little slow and sloppy, like it's slow motion. Like, guys, come on, pick it up. You guys are faster than us. And then it did pick up after the break. Julius Creed shined, as always. My guy. I like Kofi and Xavier's double team famouser. Have they done that before?
No, that was new. Yeah. That was new for them. Yeah.
And the meet in the middle was a nice finish out of nowhere. So this was interesting. 3 babyface teams. Another triple threat match. They're loving these triple threat matches recently. But there you go.
And the match is next week, DIY versus Awesome Truth. I don't see Awesome Truth dropping the titles.
That would be hilarious. They got these beautiful new belts, and they only held it for 1 week.
I think, but the only reason I don't think they're gonna lose, I didn't think they were gonna lose once I saw the teams that were in this matchup, because I think you got to get the heat of them losing the titles. So it's got to be a heel tag team that beats them.
And I think I know who that is going to be.
Who you think?
We'll continue.
Okay.
We'll continue the review.
All right. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy with the teaser. Emmanuel says tag match was fun. We got Frantic World who says, I heard that the new tag titles might have the tag team history from the past. Is that true? Is going to have the history of the Raw tag team titles.
Yeah, whatever they were.
Yeah. That's it. That's all it is. Like it's not the World Tag Team titles and then ignore the history in between. Like, nah.
No, yeah.
But
Seth's restarted because that was new because they merged the other titles.
Exactly.
This is not new. This is an upgrade.
Yeah. Jackie Redmond attempted to interview Drew McIntyre after showing a replay of CM Punk costing McIntyre his match last week. McIntyre boots the TV screen over and he storms off. What did you think?
Simple, sweet. Well, I feel bad if I was a fan in Montreal and I didn't get to see Drew McIntyre out there. I'd feel bad, but for us at home, we see him every week, and it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell, the way go up against Ivy Now and Maxine Dupree. Hartwell actually was working with Candice LeRae, even though their entrance looked like they were at odds. Dupree gave Hartwell a flying crossbody, even hit a fisherman suplex. Okay, Maxine. Maxine was distracted herself by confronting LeRae, which allowed Hartwell to drop her and tag in LeRae. LeRae came in very aggressively, and it looked like the baby faces were going to get the win when Hartwell finally cheats to win. She calls it the distraction of the referee trying to bring Ivy Now out of the ring, gets a big boot on Maxine, and then holds Ivy Now on the outside as her and Candice pick up the victory here. This is what we wanted. We wanted some progression, and yes, we didn't need the long drawn out of Candice trying to convince Indy to cheat to get the win because it's working. Just go with it.
See, that's funny because I disagree. It feels like I skipped a chapter here. Like, what? Like, because what you mentioned in the beginning with the entrance, them walking out together, it seemed like she was like, she didn't know what to do or whatever. And then all of a sudden,
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with it because, like the crowd in Montreal, this story is not over with.
Oh, well, I thought you was going to say the crowd was quiet, and so was I. But
it's not over. No, it's obviously not over with that Montreal crowd, and it's not over with me. I don't care.
Oh, I thought you meant it was the story's not over. Oh, you meant
no. I mean over. Yeah. They don't care.
Okay. All right. Now it makes a lot more sense to me. Well, let me say something. Maxine might have been her best match. I was like, wait a second. That is pretty bold. You're going to put Maxine out there in front of Montreal, Canada, a crowd that is very, very appreciative of in-ring technical wrestling, and you're going to throw Maxine out there? But she didn't really F up. Is she getting better from the house shows?
Maybe.
Who knows?
Maybe, or using her in short stints. That's the key. We got your niece in the chat saying hi.
Hello, Aliana.
We also got Power Driver Finisher who says, Maxine with a banger. Will you stop?
Oh, yeah.
Why you gotta go so far?
Abusing the word banger.
You know, why you gotta go so far, man? Don't do that to Sheamus. Don't do that to Shamo. He just came back. We got a fantastic Damian Priest video package. Oh my God. Seeing the transformation. This is the guy that I freaking became a fan of like a decade ago when he was in Ring of Honor, and apparently he was homeless and living out before he even gets to Ring of Honor, and then go through Ring of Honor, go to NXT, then come to the main roster. It's been quite the journey for Damian Priest. They document all of that, his long road to WWE, his run in NXT, short clips of that, and then the run with the Judgment Day here, leading to his Money in the Bank win, and then cash in at WrestleMania. Great video package. And then from there, we see Damian Priest being the leader of the Judgment Day. We're in the back. Dominic and JD McDonough were upset, but Priest reminded them that they still ran WWE. He urged them to teach Andrade a lesson and told McDonough to have his back. Meanwhile, Finn Balor thought that they should be focusing on getting back their tag team titles, but Priest says that he has to face Jey Uso tonight. And what's up with that? Priest told him to focus on tonight and teach Jey the meaning of loss. Priest would teach Jey the meaning of the word pain at Backlash. Priest asked Balor if he was good with that, and Balor agreed. And it seems like Priest is taking the leadership role very seriously here. What did you think about the video package and then the backstage segment with Judgment Day?
They made Priest look like a big deal and star with that video. It was so well done. And then the inspirational speech he gives to Finn Balor. And it takes a while for Balor to acknowledge it. We're clearly setting up Balor and Priest down the line. Balor and Priest, however we get there, multiple ways you can do it.
I think that's next year's WrestleMania.
Really? Well, it could be. I think. Well, here's how I think you get there. You gotta do what they messed up on last year, which should have been Priest cashing in on Balor, because Balor should have beat Seth somewhere along the way. They didn't do it. They didn't pull the trigger. So this time, get it right. Balor wins Money in the Bank, and you're teasing it with that Balor cashing in on Priest.
No, Dom wins Money in the Bank. Balor cost Priest the title.
Dom is champion? Too soon.
Dom and Rhea. Dom and Rhea, the power couple. I'm sorry. Finn Balor could not pick up a briefcase all last summer. I'm done. I am over it. I'm done. I'm sorry. Yeah, you can try to convince the rest of the WWE universe. You ain't convincing this guy. Y'all disrespected Finn Balor. He is one of the most talented guys in this company, but he's been booked like a goof in Judgment Day.
This could be the start of course correcting that.
This has all been Triple H's booking, though. This is not like Triple H. Triple H is very good at course correcting other people's mistakes. I don't know if he's good at course correcting his own mistakes because of example A, Austin Theory. He's found a role for him, so he's at least done that. But it's still a work in progress.
It's still a long-term recovery project.
Fixing his own mistakes with Austin Theory, not Vince's, because he tried to fix Vince's mistakes, but then he made it worse.
Listen, he'd get a ton of heat, Dominic as champ. A ton of heat.
Exactly.
But
that's why I think Dom is the guy.
I don't think he's ready just yet to put him in that spot. Keep building up to him gradually.
And Miz wasn't ready in 2010.
And yeah, he wasn't.
He wasn't ready in 2010.
Yeah.
That's I mean, I'm just saying. It's 2 world champions for a reason.
Unless you're telling me that we get a Nas video package worthy of Dominic. That might sweeten the pot.
Yo, we getting some straight out of like he gonna do 50 Cent 21 questions to Rhea.
Oh,
as he's in a prison, you know the video.
I still haven't gotten my dumb Rhea wedding, which upsets me very much so. I don't care the fact that they're both real life married. I don't give a shit. I want it on my wrestling TV.
This was really well done as well. Chad Gable was shown training with the Creed brothers earlier in the arena this afternoon, and Jackie Redmond interviews him and asks him what it would be like to face Sami Zayn in Montreal. Gable said that he made the Olympic team as a Minnesota guy in Iowa, and not one person in that building wanted him to win, but he did, and he planned on doing the same thing tonight. He knew exactly how to expose Sami Zayn. He let him know every weakness, and he planned on exposing it here tonight.
There's a good line by Gable there at the end. It's like, I've done it before, I'll do it again. Did you notice who he was training with?
The Creeds?
Yes. Where's Otis? Where's Tozawa?
That was a good question. Andrade going one-on-one with Dominic Mysterio was next. We get an early break on this one, very early, and this only goes 8 minutes and 40 seconds. But after the commercial break, we got a lot of good action in here. Andrade fought back from Dom getting the advantage after a distraction from JD, but he missed the moonsault. On the apron, they fought for a little bit, but Dom pulls out a damn Canadian destroyer on the apron. I was like, God damn, Dom, all right, I see you. We get,
or as McAfee called it, this country destroyer.
This country's destroyer. But eventually, it's Andrade who knocks McDonough off the apron after Dom misses a 619. He drops him with the back elbow, and then he hits the message to pick up the victory here. But post-match, JD McDonough and Dom jump Andrade until Ricochet, who's had his issues with the Judgment Day over the last couple of weeks, comes in to make the save, and him and Andrade shake hands to set up Andrade and Ricochet versus JD and Dirty Dom next week on Monday Night Raw. This was one of the matches that I knew that 2 matches on the plans that I saw on Fightful Select would not get much of a response from Montreal, but I was very surprised that this match was very quiet until the Canadian Destroyer spot.
Yeah, I was like, let's wake him up. Dom, Canadian Destroyer on the apron? What? Are you crazy? Shit. That was crazy, especially Dom doing it. But Andrade, I'm not surprised he would take that. Yeah. Fine match, and Andrade and Ricochet should make a nice little tag team next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup. Dom and JD always make good heel foes for these baby faces. Kathy Kelly is backstage and she interviews Jey Uso after showing the clips of what went down with the new bloodline on Friday Night SmackDown. Kathy Kelly asks Jey, what does he think about Tama Tonga attacking his brother Jimmy Uso? Jey was earnest and said that he told Jimmy to come with him. However, Jey had to focus on Finn Balor tonight and said that he would receive a yeet down. Any thoughts?
It's an awkward change of energy from Jey. It's like, man, he has all this PTSD from his family and his brother, and and he just tries to like put a facade up. It's like yeet, yeet. It's like, but deep down, you know you're hurting. Like this is deep family trauma going on in the other brand. Your little brother taking out your twin brother, and then he says some guy I don't even know. Clearly, Jey Uso does not watch New Japan. He's never seen it. Not really all that interested in the extended.
I felt like that was very important because it's Tama's connection to the bloodline is one person. It's The Rock.
Right. So I found that all very interesting. And then when he goes into yeet mode, it's like, yeah.
Piper Niven and Chelsea Green up against Kaden Carter and Katana Chance. I was very confused with this matchup on the lineup because I was like, who's going to lose? But this was a vehicle to actually get a win for Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Piper Niven went into beast mode. She catches Katana and does a fall away slam. She then gives Carter a running crossbody. Green gets the cover. 1, 2, 3. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven pick up the win. The crowd was understandably quiet for this one.
Yeah, I got nothing to say about this one. Sorry.
That is fair. Next up, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, comes out to the ring. He is here, and he woke up the crowd very much so. We get a big reaction for the undisputed WWE champion, and Cody exits the crowd. Devi Adapur Pali. They cheered, and he thanked Pierce for allowing him to appear on Monday Night Raw, despite somewhat officially being a part of the SmackDown brand. He mentioned that his next challenger would either be the fastest rising star in WWE, LA Knight, who got cheered, or it would be AJ Styles, who got booed. I was surprised about how many boos for AJ Styles. He thanked Seth Rollins for being his shield at WrestleMania, and the crowd cheered and chanted, "Thank you, Seth." Then he moved on to the People's Champion, the final boss, The Rock. The Rhodes said that it was news to him how much training Rock did ahead of WrestleMania. He figured Rock had more than one match left in him. Rhodes said that The Rock was probably right when he said that he would make him bleed again. But Rhodes says that if you make me bleed, I'm gonna make you bleed with me. And Rhodes spoke about the bloodline. He said that, you have Tama Tonga, you got Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, Paul Heyman. But he said he found it interesting that Roman Reigns was nowhere to be found while supposedly making the orders to Tama Tonga. Rhodes introduced someone who's very familiar with the bloodline, Jey Uso. He receives a big ovation and reaction as well. Rhodes said that Jey was the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Raw was about to be his, and nobody deserved it more than him. Jey says that he helped him finish his story at WrestleMania, and he wanted to have Jey's back tonight because he knew Judgment Day wouldn't be far behind when he went up against Finn Balor. Jey appreciated that and told Rhodes that he wanted to do it on his own. He's saying all of this while doing the yeet, and I was just like, oh my God, it's becoming a promo crush. Stop, Jey. Stop, please. Jey said,
they're gonna do it.
It's fine. If you think they're gonna,
I know it's annoying,
but they weren't doing it. He literally made them do it. He literally signaled for them to do it. They were not doing it. I understand. It's fine. Like you said, it's fine if they're gonna do it anyway. But they weren't doing it.
Well, here's what I'm noticing.
To do it.
Here's what I'm noticing. It's always going to happen in the beginning of a promo. And I feel like these guys just want to get it out the way right away.
But it wasn't happening. It wasn't happening.
Going to.
But it wasn't. He wanted it to. That's a difference. There is a difference. Rhodes understood Jey, wanted to do it on his own, and wished him luck. And then he told Jey before he walked out the ring, he says, "Until we yeet again."
That was hilarious.
That was very nice dad joke. What did you think about Cody's promo here? And Jey?
It felt like this was a promo for, like, if you're a wrestling fan who only watches Raw, and then all of a sudden Cody stops appearing, it's like, where the hell did he go? And he was there to tell you, watch me on SmackDown. I'll be on SmackDown, just so you know. It felt like this was for like 4 fans. It's like, and the Jay stuff. I hate the Yeet stuff. It's I like it. During the entrance it's cool, but during the promos it's just like, oh my god, it's like a new what chant. Now we have 2 of them. Oh, and now, what if they ever did a promo together? Oh.
It's like annoying. It's very much a promo crutch. It was a character. It was just a character crutch, but now when it's a promo crutch, I think that's worse. That's worse for me. Watching it, I did not like this. This promo went down when he started doing that shit. Because the crowd was not doing it. I swear to you, he literally was like, oh, thanks, guys. Thanks. Okay, let me do it again. And like, no, that's not how you do it. If they're doing it, that's fine. Don't play into it. You can play into it with your delivery, but all it is, nah, that's corny. I was like, man, I was like, Jey Uso's cool. He's a cool character. He doesn't need to do this.
There's 2 Jey Usos now. One is very traumatized by his family. The other is just puts his Yeet glasses on and just becomes someone else.
He's a clown. He's hiding behind the tears of a clown. That's what he is. He's putting on a face and yeet, 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 yeet.
If he's a clown, what's Jimmy?
Oh, he's a court jester. There's a difference. Well, we got Frantic Roll. He says, is Triple H really going to stick with the brand split this year? No, it'll be kind of like how it was, which is the right way to do it. I'll be honest with you. The way he did it last year is the way to do it. You can't do the hard split anymore. You can't do that anymore. We got also S. Dot, who thinks that it's going to be Bloodline Civil War at Survivor Series. Maybe Roman and the Usos versus New Blood, Solo, Tama, and Jacob Fatu. I think Romeo's frozen. Is Romeo frozen? Yeah, I think he's frozen. But next up, we get Jey Uso going one-on-one with the Judgment Day's Finn Balor. Balor's music hits, but that's just a distraction for him to attack Jey from behind. Puts the boost to him. The ref quickly checked on Jey before starting the matchup. This match went to an early commercial break, but we come back and they have a little bit more time for this one. Jey fights back after Balor had the advantage. Balor rakes his eyes, but this sets up for a drop kick, but he walks right into a super kick from Jey. Balor avoids an Uso splash. He drop kicks Jey into the corner. He goes for the coup de grace, but Jey catches him. He hits a big old spear and then follows up with the Uso splash. 1, 2, 3. Jey Uso, the number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, picks up the win here. Priest enters the ring, the World Heavyweight Champion, and has a brief stare down with the number 1 contender. McDonough and Dom come from behind and jump Jey. This leads to Priest looking quite annoyed with the Judgment Day as Balor gets into Priest's face and said something about joining them in the attack. They all attack Jey and throw him to the outside. Jey fought back, though. He hits a super kick on Dom. He chucks JD into Balor, and then he leaves through the crowd. Priest never joined the fight. He basically poses with his title as Jey walks through the crowd. The camera follows with Jey as he walks through the corridor. He slaps hands with fans and left the arena completely, walking through the front door, where he runs into Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn, who's looking up at the building. Jey asks him, what is he looking at? And Sami says that the first show he ever saw was in this building 25 years ago, and now he was returning as a champion. Zayn wanted to enter the building the same way he did back then, right through the front door. The camera followed Zayn as he shook hands with Jey. He marched through the concourse. He was all pumped up, throwing a trash can. He walks through the fans and then walks into the crowd in the arena at the Bell Center. This entire one-shot entrance was absolutely fantastic. This was awesome, seeing the fans going nuts as they sang Sami's song, Sami getting hyped up. This is one of the all-time best Raw entrances in WWE history. what did you think about Jey Uso getting the win over Balor into the post-match, into the Sami entrance?
Jay and Finn was fine. My only problem with that was Damian Priest backstage saying like he's gonna go get a closer look or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
And then it takes him forever to do that. I thought he was gonna interfere with the finish. Jay just wins easy, like no problem. So that kind of bothered me. Like, what was Priest saying that for? Just didn't even affect the outcome. But then, that whole outro into the entrance is what the kids call cinema. I mean, Kevin Dunn, rest in piss. You stink. Leave fitting. You get that guy an Emmy. This guy is incredible. I can't wait to see what he comes up with next.
It's fantastic one shot. That was great. That was absolutely superb stuff. We got a bunch of comments in the chat. Keep going with the comments. Keep coming with those super chat donations as well. We got Power Driver Finisher who says this match was kind of yeety, but I could have been yeetier other than that yeet. Very nicely done.
Yeet.
Savette says, I did like that camera shot they did. And we also got Emmanuel who says that Sami Zayn entrance was something special. Had me ready to run through a brick wall. Let's fucking go. Benjamin with a good question saying who will be the next women's champion in your opinion? We talked about it earlier in the show, but I'll answer that for you. I think Liv Morgan wins the title next week.
And I think Nia Jax. And I also throw out there, don't be surprised, Alexa Bliss.
Yes, because it is in Columbus, Ohio. But finally, this episode of Raw ended with Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable. Big time introductions for this one. Sami had the early advantage until Gable was able to get control. It's a big dive to the outside and then follows up with a diving headbutt in the ring for a near fall. At this point, we see that Khadija Zayn is at ringside in Sami's corner. In the front row, excuse me. Gable targeted Sami's leg after a misfire where he got his leg caught in the rope. This leads to Sami having to fire back with a clothesline, but Gable reverses an exploder into a cradle and then applies the ankle lock, repeated attacks to the leg, dragon screw, leg whips, and other ankle lock attempts. We get a great sequence where both men trade German suplexes back and forth. Gable hits two, Sami hits two. Gable hits one, Sami hits one. We get a series of counters and reversals until Sami hits one huge German suplex with Gable landing absolutely on his head. That looked brutal. Sami follows up with an exploder in the corner. He goes for the Aluva kick, but Gable reverses that into an ankle lock. Zayn reverses out of it. He hits a big power bomb. He tries to apply a sharpshooter, but his ankle falls out because it's too hurt. Gable avoids another Helluva kick. He hits a big German suplex into the middle rope and applies the ankle lock again, but Zayn eventually reverses it into the same cradle that he beat him in the gauntlet match with, but Gable's able to kick out. He runs at Zayn in the corner. He hits another exploder into the corner, and then finally hits the Helluva kick, following up with the pinfall for the 1-2-3. This one going just over 17 minutes. An absolutely excellent main event matchup. Post-match, Sami Zayn held the title down. Gable was in tears. Sami helped him to his feet, hugged him and embraced. Sami then went to ringside to hug and embrace his wife when this bastard, Chad Gable, German suplexes Sami Zayn right out of his wife's hands. He then applies an ankle lock with Sami's leg in the turnbuckle, over the turnbuckle. Brutal assault from Gable. He just kept going and going after the show went off the air, reapplying the ankle lock in the ring. This was a brutal attack. Sami Zayn should be hurt, and his ankle was completely shattered. But what a heel turn by Chad Gable. A great matchup, and then a very good heel turn as well. This was well done. What did you think?
Yeah, really fun match. Physical. It felt like a New Japan match to me. How about you?
Not that much, but I would say like a TNA main event matchup back in the late 2000s.
Sami's selling was incredible. He had me thinking like something was really wrong with his ankle, especially with the sharpshooter spot. I could imagine Bret Hart watching and just shaking his head when he saw that. But the ending was well done. and they did a good job with the camera work. Once when they were raising each other's hands, it was like, oh, here's the heel turn, here's the heel turn. No, didn't happen. Then Sammy goes to his wife, and they fake you out. You never see it coming. Boom! He just goes backwards, suplexed out of his wife's hands. What a great shot. Lee fitting again. Oh my God, this guy's shitting all over Dunn. I'm sorry, shitting all over him. And everybody knows how I feel. I've been watching this review about Chad Gable, where I wanted to see him climb to the IC title as a babyface, finish his story. But now it looks like we're going the heel route. I have no doubt in my mind that he could pull off a very effective heel. And I think Triple H is thinking like he saw Team Angle. He lived through it. He's like, I got my own Team Angle here now. I got Chad Gable and I got the Creed brothers, and we're gonna turn you all heel. And now Gable's gonna have to go through Otis. What's Otis gonna be thinking? He's gonna have to beat up Tozawa's little ass, and he's gonna form his own Team Gable. And I saw Julius Creed tweet. He's like, ready, willing, and Gable. Oh, he left out the Gable. He wrote ready, willing, and. It's like, it's coming. This is going to be Team Gable, and it should be fun. And I want Chad Gable to accomplish his dreams, become champion, and then come home to his little girl. I did it. Aren't you proud of Papa? It's like, what did you do? What did you do? She still cries.
To Sammy.
She still cries. And then it takes him down a darker path. Like you could tell, you can have some fun with this.
Yeah, this is fun. We should also note that Bronson Reed told Gable before the matchup that he's going to get the winner of this match. So that's probably next for Sammy. Maybe in France at Backlash, if you want to prolong the Gable feud of this.
Yeah. Or you could have
and give Sammy some time to recover from this beatdown.
True. Or you could make that be a part of the draft show, and then Bronson just loses, and that's it. He's away from. He just goes to the other brand. He's away from the IC title.
I could say that. But yeah, very well done. Let's put our thumbs in the middle. Sound off in the live chat. Final call, last call for super chat donations. But let us know your match of the night, MVP, LVP, out of 10. What you give the show? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. For me and Romeo. In 3, 2, 1. Thumbs up across the board from both of us. Out of 10, I'm going to give the show a 7.5 out of 10. I think that this was really propped up show by the main event and main event angle. I like the Rhea Ripley, her promo, and the anger that she showed and relinquishing the title. I like what they're seemingly doing with the double turn with Rhea and Liv. And I like the Damian Priest video package. I love the main event and the main event angle, but everything else was kind of filler.
I gave it a 7.5 too.
So we're in agreement there. Let us know in the chat what you think. Who was your MVP for the show?
R-Truth and Liv Morgan.
My MVP for the show is Liv Morgan. The Liv Morgan Revenge Tour has begun. LVP for the show.
Ivy Nile and Maxine. Although, Maxine was actually one of her best chops. It's just, losing, again.
Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, because they lost the losers bracket of the women's division. I was like, who's going to lose?
We're on the same page here.
Match of the night?
Main event.
Obviously, the main event, for sure. Gable is my honorable mention for MVP.
I can't give it to him because he lost.
Yeah.
But yeah. He's set up for very good things in the near future.
For sure. We got Chris in the chat who says
him
MVP.
And Liv Morgan, both.
Yeah. Chris saying MVP Rhea Ripley, Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, and Liv Morgan. We saw up to potentially 3 heel turns on this one show. Indy Hartwell, Rhea Ripley. Right. Indy Hartwell, Liv Morgan, and Chad Gable.
And perhaps a face turn from Rhea?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of just pushing forward. The face turn that's been
on the way.
happening organically before our eyes. But that brings us to an end on another edition of Rated Raw Review. Thank you as always, Romeo. Thank you as always, all of you guys in the chat. You are the ones that make this whole show possible, this whole channel possible. So we appreciate it. Drop the thumbs up, share this video, and comment down below. Let us know what you thought about this week's Monday Night Raw. Romeo, let everybody know where they can follow you.
Can we get heel Gable versus Ilya Dragunov? Can we get that in the future? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Get strapped into Raw. Yeah.
For Romeo Anthony, all social media. Check out True Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment for any future sports streams. The playoffs are here. Can't wait. Yeah.
Indeed. We should have a True Heel Heat check dropping this week to preview the playoffs. So be on the lookout for that. We also got our X-Men 97 reviews over on the True Heel Heat Sports and Entertainment. Right now, you can check out our episode 4 and 5
Oh
review.
my god.
You made the thumbnail, so I could show it. I didn't say anything. You can also check out right here on the channel our NJPW Windy City Riot 2024 review. We can also check out, should be dropping either later today or early tomorrow, our Collision Discourse number 29 for this week's AEW Collision. And yes, it is a solo edition from me.
Oh.
But for Romeo, it is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 17, the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour. We are signing off until next time. Cry about it.
Cry about it.